Fables are stories or fictional stories, to be more specific, that are told to us to either get entertained or to learn a lesson by the end of it. Now, one of the fables that we all know is the Red Robed and the Wolf, or the three pigs who built like one house from hay, the other from wood, and the other from bricks. All of us know that those stories didn't actually happen, but there's a lesson to be learned from it. And the kid who was like lying three times, I forgot the name of the story. Anyway, one of the fables that I hold dear to my heart and I learned a lot from, and I still to this day say, is the scorpion and the frog. Scorpion and the frog is a very important story that you must learn in your life because it's going to be implemented in many, many, many occasions as long as you're communicating with human beings, because you're going to communicate because we are social creatures. You cannot depend on yourself. Sigma wolves shit and Sigma male shit is out of the window if you're watching this video. We don't have Sigma males here. Now, this is the adhan, so I'm going to be talking respectfully. Lucky for you. Now, the fable starts with a lake, big lake in a forest. At the beginning of the lake, there is a scorpion looking for a way out to the other end of the lake. While it was looking for a solution to its dilemma, it found a frog. Once it found the frog, it told the frog to let him hop on his back and go from this side of the lake to the other side of the lake. The frog laughed and he was like, "What the heck you think I am? Am I crazy to you? Of course you're gonna sting me." The scorpion was like, "No, no, no, I swear I will not. If I sting you, both of us will die. Both of us will drown." And the frog thought of it, and he got persuaded by the scorpion way of thinking. And he entered the lake. He let the scorpion hop on his back, and while they were swimming, or the frog was swimming in the lake, he felt a sting. Obviously, the scorpion stung him. Now, after he got stung, he looked back to the scorpion and said, "Why? Why would you do such a thing? Why would you sting me and both of us would die now?" The scorpion looked at him helplessly and said, "I can't do anything. It is my nature." And both of them drowned and died. Now, this is where the story ends. But what is the lesson learned here? The lesson learned here is that some people cannot resist the nature. They will always act on their nature. Either good or bad, doesn't matter. They will always act on their nature. Now, you must be cautious about the nature of the people in front of you in your life. You must be careful how they act in the situations where they go back to the default settings. You must know how they believe, what's their morals, what's their guidelines. One story which actually happened in my life. I used to work in an advertising company. Now I have my own agency, which is the best agency in the world, if you don't know. And he was the accountant, and the manager, the owner of the advertising company, was like some guy who always smokes crack and shit. So he wouldn't like carefully watch everything. He would just like watch all over views. And the accountant was a very charming man. He was very charming. And whenever he tells a story, we always laugh. He cooks very well. He cooked for us many times. But at the same time, he was a filthy piece of shit. And how did I know that? Because he told me some stories in his childhood. He put his dick in his cousin's, like 4 years old, while he was 14 years old, and let his cousin suck his dick. And he was showing no remorse or regret in his eyes. I knew he was a piece of shit when he said that. And there's other stories where he stole his friend's girlfriend, and he was saying it as if it was something cool. So I knew he was a piece of shit, but because we liked him, because he was very charming, we kind of ignored this. And whenever you have some people you love in front of you right now, you tend to put and fill in the gaps with good things, even if it doesn't have an actuality in real life. And when you hate people, you start to fill the gaps with bad things. You just start to hate him even more. Okay? So this is the basic instinct and psychology in human beings. So eventually what happened, he contracted with a client and got 5K out of her and promised her that we would deliver by the end of the week, and stole a camera. We had a GoPro camera, 7, GoPro 7, yes. And he tried to like put us against each other and started blaming every person within the team. And he then ran away. He was respected and he was having the best salary among us. Yet he stung us, backstabbed us, and left. Why did he do that? Did he have any logical reason to do that? No, he was well treated. But he's like a scorpion. He has his own nature. Same thing with women. A lot of men stumble and have struggled with understanding the woman nature. They try to think about women or treat women the same way they treat themselves, the same way men think and act. While women always will fall back to her default nature. And you cannot put her on a pedestal. You start falling in love with the woman, and then you should start filling in the gaps with some delusion, fantasy that you had. So you must be careful to not put a woman on a pedestal or a friend on a pedestal and fill in the gaps with the good things that aren't actually there, and then eventually getting stung like that frog.